Ever have an itch you're scratching? I'm not speaking metaphorically, an actual itch on your skin, and you're saying, why won't this stop? What's causing this? Got to figure it out. Our next guest is Dr. Summer Moon with Bay Dermatology and Cosmetic Surgery, here to help us with some common skin issues. Hello, doctor. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about the most common reason that someone could be itching and feeling that. Is it eczema?
Yeah, so eczema is the most common kind of itchy red rash that we see. There's many types of eczema. There's atopic dermatitis, which is the most common form of eczema, but then there's also dishydrotic eczema, contact dermatitis, and even nummular or dry skin dermatitis. So eczema is really this blanket term for itchy red skin.
Right, and dermatitis with a lot of big words in front of it, it sounds like. But the one you mentioned, atopic dermatitis, you said that's the most common. What is that?
So atopic dermatitis is a very common skin condition where people actually have this defect in a protein called filaggrin. So filaggrin actually helps you maintain your moisture control. And it also decreases your risk for getting viruses and bacteria and even fungus. So when you have this barrier defect, it actually makes you more susceptible to things like that, and also makes you more susceptible to dry skin. So it's really a chronic condition that really needs, to be evaluated by a dermatologist and come up with a proper treatment plan for you.
Sure, and it's just something you deal with your whole life. I have eczema, so I know all about it. And one thing that makes me happy is I notice that the older I've gotten, mine's gotten better, and I think that you see that happen, but also I know there are new creams, new treatments, new ways of attacking this. What do you see in terms of treatment?
So treatments are, ever evolving and changing, and it's actually a wonderful place to be in dermatology right now to have itchy skin. So there's topicals, there's topical steroids, there's non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, and there's even these new topical immune modulators, which actually help block your itching and the redness on your skin and the inflammation. Over and above that, we have our traditional prednisone, but what's really cool on the market right now are these new biologics. And these biologics, there's oral and there's also injectable medications now that help specifically target the itch and the inflammation in the skin, and even the nerves associated with it.
Wow, I know I get it I used to get it on my palms and all over my hands, and it's like the heat makes it feel better, but that's not necessarily good for it. I want to bring something up as far as children go with eczema, because I used to have it really badly. It was all over my arms and legs, on my extremities, and it was white or red patches, to the point where when you're a kid, people are looking at you and making fun of you. That's what kids do to one another. So I know there are other children who go through it, and I see kids with it, and I go, oh my gosh, that stinks to have to deal with that. What do you tell parents of kids with eczema?
Well, I think the most important thing is to bring your child in first to figure out what it is, right? But typically as a baby, it presents with like scaly red patches on the face and cheeks. Then as kind of an older child or more adolescents, it can be kind of elbows, knees, wrists, and ankles. And it leaves this inflammation on the skin that actually leads to that whiteness. So it's actually the inflammatory reaction on our skin that leads to the depigmentation. So it's really important to come in early rather than late to get your treatments. And then as you said, as an adult, it typically, can show up on the palms and soles, the face, the neck area. So we recommend you coming in and letting us take care of you.
Absolutely. Great advice for parents, and for anyone dealing with eczema, we want to provide some information as well. And as we do, I'm going to tell you, my mom used to wrap me in saran wrap. Have you ever? I'm glad there are better treatments. She put Vaseline, my creams, and then wrapped me in saran wrap while I slept to make it all sink in.
That's still one of the treatments that I recommend, especially for kids, because really it's replacing that moisture loss. You want to avoid fragrance, perfumes, dyes on your skin, and then you want to take cool showers, pat dry, seal the moisture into your skin. And what you're describing is these wet to dry pajamas that are, used to be old school, but it's really still latest and greatest. It still works.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Moon. Appreciate your time.
Thanks.